Good evening, sir. Good evening, classmates. My topic is all about other dharmic religion, which is the Jainism. Jainism derives from the Sanskrit verb ji, or to conquer. It refers to the ascetic battle that is believed Jain renunciant monks and nuns must fight against the passions and bodily senses to gain enlightenment or omniscience and purity of soul. Jina literally means conqueror, and the tradition's monastic and lay adherents are called Jain, or the follower of the conquerors, or the Jaina. So, sa Jainism, ang ilahang mga kuan dito ilahang belief is ang mga monks ang nuns daw is kailangan nga mo fight against sa ilahang kaugalingon, uh, against their passions sa ilang bodily senses. Then Jainism is one of the three major ancient religions of India. The other two are the Hinduism and the Buddhism. It is originated in northern India and spread from there to south, but how it began is unclear. Its founder is often inaccurately identified as the sage Vardhamana, better known as Mahavira, in c. 599 to 527 BCE, but she is actually only the 24th Tirthankara, or fourth builder of Jainism. The core teaching of Jainism is that the enlightenment is through non-violence and reducing harm to living things, including plants and animals, have souls such as humans do. This because for the Jains, all living things such as plants and animals have feelings. So, to gain enlightenment daw sa Jainism, ang belief sa Jainism is non-violence. Dili pwede nga makapasakit ka sa mga living things, sa mga animals, sa mga plants. Though plants lang daw na siya, but masakitan gihapon na sila'y soul. Masakitan na sila'y feelings like as humans do. So, giants can eat vegetables that grow above the ground because they can be picked while leaving the rest of the plant intact. So, ilahang belief dito is ang ila ra jung kaunon nga fruits or mga vegetables is kanang mamunga lang, like apples, grapes. Kay while ilahang ginakaon ang grapes ug ang apple, ang ilara ba yang gipang ang kahaon ra ba jud ana is ang fruits nga still buhi pagihapon, standing still ang kuan, ang plant. Then sa kuan pods uh, sa vegetables is like squash, mga ampalaya, may ana kay because they believe lagi nga napoy life ang plants. So that's why mamunga or mabuhi. So dili nila ginakaon ang kanang mga alugbati, mga ingana bitaw nga putlon through their steam or through ibton jud siya kay kuan non violence na siya against sa ilahang core teaching. And then it is also interesting to note, to incomplete dedication to non-violence, the highest ranked Jain monks and nuns avoid swatting at mosquitoes or sweeping a path on their floor so they do not step on ant. So, grabe jud ilahang belief. Dili ka pwede managpak og lamok. Bisan pag kuan um natugdungan ka gipaa ka, do not swat mosquitoes. Okay? Bawal sa ilaha. Even ka ng mga ant, dili ka pwede, dili gid nimo na tama ka ng ilahang balay, dili nimo hilabtan kay violence gihapon na para sa ilaha. So giant believe in reincarnation. So as we all know, ang reincarnation is mabuhi ka through kintahay tao ta, kita nga tao is kung mamatay ta, mabuhi ka through sa mga plants, mabuhi tag balik, mamatay man ta, so inig kabuhi na tog balik, ma-reincarnate ta through plants or animals, either ma-dog, ma-chicken baka, mo na reincarnation para sa ilaha. So the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth is determined by one's karma. Okay. Next, Jainism is a non-theistic religion in that it does not advocate a belief in a creator god but in higher beings or devas, which are mortal, and in the concept of karma directing one's present life and future incarnations. So, wala sila nagatuo sa ato ang God. Kita kay nagtuo sa 3 in 1, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. But sa ilaha is higher beings or devas. Para sa ilaha, nagatuo sila sa karma. Okay? For Jains, the devas have no power over a person and are not sought for guidance or assistance in freeing oneself from karmic bondage. In Jainism, it is up to each individual to attain salvation, defined as adhering to a strict spiritual and ethical code of behavior. So here are the 5 vows. First, we have the ahimsa or the non-violence. So bawal jud ang pagputol sa mga kahoy, pagpatay sa ants and mosquitoes. Okay, for them, it's a violence. Satya, speaking the truth. Then, Destiya, non-stealing. Then, Brahmacharya, or chastity or faithfulness to a spouse. So, bawal mangabit. Then, lastly is the aparigraha, or the non-attachment. So, in order nga mabilong ka sa ilaha, you should follow these 5 vows. So Jain's scriptures, sect, and practices. According to Jainism, in order to awaken and achieve the liberation from matter, one must take the 5 vows and then follow through with actions to proceed from them. So dili lang ingon nga i-story taman ra ka sa storya. You should act what they have implemented, ilahang gusto sa ilahang religion. So these actions lead one on a 14th stage path from ignorance and bondage to enlightenment and freedom. So naapod sila 14 stages. Okay? The Jains are divided into 2 primary sectors. Number 1, whose views of the faith differ significantly in that the Digambra are more orthodox. So orthodox is kana ilang kinaugalian or known, ilang kinikilala. So number 2, the statement clergy were wearing white seamless clothing believe they have retained most of the original scriptures transmitted by Mahavira and recognize that women can attain liberation as well as men. So according to my research, statement clergy is to reject the authoritative Tambara canon of scripture, believe that only men can attain liberation and that women must wait until they are incarnated as a male to do so. And their monks go naked, rejecting even the need for clothing, in keeping with the tradition that Mahabharata and his first two disciples owned nothing and wore nothing. So, ang Isvetambara clergy is wear white seamless clothing, believe that they have retained most of the original scriptures transmitted by Mahavira, and recognize that women can attain liberation as well as men. Pero, inig mamatay sila, inig ka-reincarnate nila if ma-reincarnate po sila og men, so maka-attain sila sa liberation. Okay? So this liberation is achieved in 14 stages, which are based on the scriptures and the 5 vows. Okay, here are the 14 stage based on the scripture and the 5 vows. So stage 1, the soul languishes in darkness, ignorant of its nature and a slave to passions and illusions. Stage 2, the soul catches a glimpse of truth but is too mired in illusions to retain it. Stage 3, the soul recognizes its own bondage and tries to break free but is still bound to attachments and illusions and falls backward to stage 1. Stage 4, the soul, having recognizing its bondage, yearns to break free again but is suppressing rather than eliminating its attachments and so remains bound. Stage 5, the soul has a flash of enlightenment and understands it must take the 5 vows and adhere to them in order to free itself from bondage. Stage 6, the soul is able to restrain its attachments and passions to a degree through the discipline of the 5 vows. Stage 7, the soul overcomes spiritual lethargy and is strengthened through the meditation and observance of the 5 vows. Self-awareness grows as well as a greater vision of the nature of the soul itself and reality. Stage 8, hurtful karma death is discarded, self-control perfected, and deeper understanding achieved. More karma death is eliminated through conscious living and greater spiritual insight is attained. And then stage 8, Stage 10. At this stage, one has eliminated attachment almost completely but is still attached to the concept of one's body as one's self. This is understood as greed for a body, which one must overcome in order to progress. And then stage 11, here one works on eliminating the identification of the self with the body and releasing all other attachments. One recognizes the transient nature of those people and objects one is attached to and releases them. Stage 12, all of the karma producing passions have been eliminated at this point, including one's attachment to the body. Stage 13, recognizing fully the nature of reality and of the soul, one engages in deep meditation to withdraw from all activity which might in karma producing passions and backsliding an early stage. And then stage 14, the last stage is as one approaches death, One is freed from all karmic debt and experiences the liberation of moksha, complete understanding, wisdom, and total freedom from bondage. The soul is freed and will never be incarnated again on the earthly plane to experience suffering and death. Okay. Once you are pure, wala kay sala, hinlo nakasunod ka para for giants, if you are if you followed the 5 vows and the 14 stages, your soul will be freed and you will be incarnated nga dili na ka makasuffer og death, di na ka maka-experience og suffering, mga hurtful nga mga kuan sa kalibutan there sa earth, but only happiness. So that would be all my report, and hope you will understand, and thank you for listening.